guys, what's up? Welcome on Section 51. This is DozGeek and you are watching, as always, Section 51, the channel of UFOs, of mysteries, of science fiction, all these nice stories of these nice events, that cool stuff happening on Earth or space or just simply in our universe. I'm always very pleased to see you back, to meet you back on Section 51 for a new video, and you will see that today this is a new subject, very interesting, very intriguing, as again this is about astronauts in space who may have seen giant angels and heard strange telepathic messages and bizarre music when they were in space. So that's very intriguing once again. So if you are okay, if you are ready, and of course don't forget to subscribe to the channel if it's not the case yet, because that's always useful. You will always learn new things, discover new things, new amazing things on Section 51. So don't hesitate to subscribe or to like, to share our videos. And now I invite you to follow me on the web to discover this new incredible article right now. Okay, so we are back on the website, very interesting website, newsintact.com, the website of Ancient Files, and this is the title of this new article published on June the 14th of 2020. Astronauts in space saw giant angels, heard strange telepathic messages, and heard bizarre music. Wow. And as you can see on the picture, at first sight I would say that would make a very cool movie on theater or a TV show. Some of you who may not believe in UFOs and all that kind of stuff would say, oh, that's again clickbait, etc., etc. But no, even if it's not true, I want to know, I want to read it, I want to read a cool story, and I want to read it with you. I want to share, I want to spend this cool moment with you. So let's go further in the article. We have had proof of this all along, but unfortunately it's been kept hidden from us. Back in 1985, a group made out of 6 individuals was on board the Soviet Salyut 7 space station. Their names are as follows: Leonid Kizim, Oleg Atkov, Vladimir Solovyov, Svetlana Zavitskaya, Igor Volk, and Vladimir Yanibekov. These 6 all claimed the exact same thing: the fact that on a certain normal day they came across a discovery which completely blew their minds. A cloud of strange orange gas emerged around the station, completely blocking out their view. Wow. Then a blinding light made them cover their eyes. When they opened their eyes again, 7 strange alien life forms were right in front of them. And it even made the news title, as you can see on the picture: Huge angels seen in space. 6 Soviet cosmonauts say that they have witnessed the most awe-inspiring spectacle ever encountered in space, a band of glowing angels with wings as big as jumbo jets. What is this article? It was an extract. They were very human-like, except they were way taller and had large wings on their backs and halos above their heads. And what was saying the article? What we saw were 7 giant figures in the form of humans, but with wings and mist-like halos, as in the classic depiction of angels, said the cosmonauts in an account signed by all three. They appeared to be hundreds of feet tall, with a wingspan as great as any jetliner. We were totally mesmerized, the cosmonauts said. The band of angels followed their capsule for about 10 minutes and then vanished as suddenly as they had come. But 12 days later, the glowing figures returned, and this time they were seen by 6 Soviet scientists. After reporting this to Earth, they were forced to undergo a set of psychological and medical tests, which all came back negative, meaning that they were in complete control of themselves when the encounter happened, dismissing any rumors that they might have lost their minds altogether. But the strange encounters of angels don't stop here. By using the Hubble telescope, we have encountered human-like winged creatures before, and that's a fact. John Pratchett, an engineer of the Hubble project, supports this discovery, stating that he saw them with his own 2 eyes. They are believed to be over 20 meters tall and to have wings that span as wide as a modern jetliner. 2 of the astronauts heard voices telling them in a telepathic way that they are humans, ancestors from a very distant past, and the fact that the astronauts should go back to Earth. Hey, maybe some ghosts in space? Oh, that would be another very cool movie, Ghosts in Space. There was ever Ghosts of Mars with John Carpenter, and this time that could be very cool, Ghosts in Space, in Earth's atmosphere. Why don't we make a movie about that story of the cosmonauts? That would be a great movie. I invite you to watch the following 2 videos, and you can see it was on History Channel, so I'm not telling bullshit. Unless History Channel may also say bullshit. Let's go.
Cosmonauts, along with other astronauts from around the world, have had visions and experiences in space that defy explanation. Perhaps the most curious of
other cosmonaut had while they were in.
So I cannot show you all the video because I don't want a copyright strike, but there is you can see the video. There are 2 videos on YouTube. The first one is on History Channel and the second one is on ABC News, okay? And apparently they tell the story of these cosmonauts. This is the episode 12 of season 11. They tell the story of these cosmonauts who witnessed these space angels. I never heard that kind of story. I'm just discovering it with you at the same time. Angels in space, nothing but top secret hallucinations.
Cosmonauts share one.
This is a reconstitution. Okay. Very interesting. Let's go back to the picture. And of course, I spotted other articles linked to this phenomenon. And we have here on the website Universe Today, NASA, this is an article written, published on in 2016 by Bob King. NASA releases strange music heard by 1969 astronauts. So as you can see, the cosmonauts were not the only ones to witness that kind of phenomenon. Calling it music is a stretch, but that's exactly how the Apollo 10 astronauts described the creepy sounds they heard while swinging around the far side of the moon in May 1969. During the hour they spent alone, cut off from communications with Earth, all three commented about a persistent whistling sound that lunar module pilot likened to outer space type music. Once the craft returned to the near side, the mysterious sounds disappeared.
Hey, when do we fire the helium tanks? Not yet, babe. You want smoke? That whistling sound? Yeah. Wait, yeah, it sounds like, outer space-time music. Hey, Tom, is your insulation all burned off here on the front side of your window over here? Right? Yeah. Mine's all burned off. Head down here, where are you, John?
Okay, I let you watch the full video on the channel Space Video from Space, okay? But we have another proof with the text here. Hands down, it was aliens, I wish. Several online stories fan the calls of innuendo and mystery with talk of hidden files and NASA cover-ups narrated to disturbing music. NASA agrees that the files were listed as confidential in 1969 at the height of the space race, but the Apollo 10 mission transcripts and audio have been publicly available at the National Archives since 1973. Remember, there was no internet back then. The audio files were only digitized and uploaded for easy access in 2012. Outside of the secretive 60s, the files have been around a long time. Okay. The story originally broke Sunday night in a show on the cable channel Discovery as part of the NASA's Unexplained Files series. You will find their YouTube video below. As I listened to the sound file, I heard I hear two different tones. One is a loud, low buzz, the other a whooshing sound. My first thought was interference of some sort for the buzzing sound, but the whoosh reminded me of a whistler, a low-frequency radio wave generated by lightning produced when energy from lightning travels out into Earth's magnetic field from one hemisphere to another. Using an appropriate receiver, we can hear whistlers as descending whistle-like tones lasting up to several seconds. Lightning's hardly likely on the moon, and whistlers require a magnetic field, which the moon also lacks. The cause turns out to be, well, man-made. Cernan's take was that two separate VHF radios, one in the lunar module and the other in command module, were interfering with one another to produce the noise. This was later confirmed by Apollo 11 astronaut Mike Collins, who flew around the lunar far side alone when Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong walked on the moon's surface. In his book, Carrying the Fire, Collins writes, "There is a strange noise in my headset now, an eerie woo-woo sound." He said it might have scared him had NASA's radio technicians not forewarned him. The music played when the two craft were near one another with their radios turned on. Unlike Apollo 10, which never descended to the moon's surface but remained near the command module, the Apollo 11 lunar module touched down on the moon on July the 20th of 1969. Once it did, Collins writes that the woo-woo music stopped. The astronauts never talked publicly or even with the agency about hearing weird sounds in space for good reason. Higher-ups at NASA might think them unfit for future missions for entertaining weird ideas, so they kept their thoughts private. This was the era of the right stuff, and no astronaut wanted to jeopardize a chance to fly to the moon, let alone their career. In the end, this music of the spheres makes for a fascinating tidbit of outer space history. There is no question the astronauts were spooked, especially considering how eerie it must have felt to be out of touch with Earth on the far side of the moon. But once the sound stopped, they soldiered on, part of the grand human effort to touch another world. I don't remember that incident exciting me enough to take it seriously, Gene Cernan told NASA on Monday. It was probably just radio interference. Had we thought it was something other than that, we would have briefed everyone after the flight. We never gave it another thought. Yes, but there is a very interesting comment. Why would the radios only interfere with each other on the backside of the moon? And I have another article. Astronauts in space saw giant angels and other unexplained phenomena. And this article it's on anomalien.com, and it's republishing the first article with in other words. Researchers were especially interested in a series of photos made on Earth's orbit. One could see 7 luminous objects on them. John Pratchett, an engineer of Hubble Project, said that he had seen those creatures himself. According to him, they were live objects up to 20 meters tall and their wing spread could be comparable to the length of a modern jetliner. It was also said that US astronauts on board NASA's space shuttles also encountered angel-like creatures. On December of 1994, Hubble telescope transmitted hundreds of photos depicting a large white city floating in space. Okay. US authorities did not expose the photos to the general public, of course, although it was rumored that US officials treated NASA's report very seriously. A Russian cosmonaut who spent 6 months living and working on board the Mir space station said that he and his partner had fantastic visions from time to time. It seemed to the men that they were turning into other creatures, other people or animals or even humanoids or extraterrestrial origin. Similar stories may often be told by aircraft pilots. In this case, it may frequently go about the so-called phenomenon of a giant hand. As a rule, the phenomenon occurs during long-lasting flights. When it happens, a pilot feels that the control wheel is being grasped by someone's invisible hand. Researchers from the US Air Force concluded that nearly 15% of pilots have experienced the effect during their work. It is not ruled out that the giant hand phenomenon is behind many air crashes. NASA psychologists said that the majority of the above-mentioned phenomena are of psychic nature. They may occur as a result of such factors as pressure and temperature fluctuations, shortage of oxygen, etc. But what if it's not? What if there are another type of living organism in space? Would they tell us that? And I think that these questions on that last article are good questions, and they are enough to conclude this video on section 51. What do you think of all this subject? Were they real events? Is it possible? Is it true? Or was it just hallucination happening to all these astronauts and cosmonauts? As always, I want to know the truth. We want to know the truth. We want to have confirmation. We want to see proofs that all this could be true. And maybe the proofs exist and they are held, they are kept secret, still kept secret by NASA or other organisms, other structures. We don't really know, and I'm sure that it's a work that we will have to do during many years in the future in order to finally know the truth. Okay, thank you guys for watching this new incredible video. I'm sure that you liked it, and if you liked it, don't forget to like, to share, and of course to subscribe to section 51. That was very kind of you to follow me in this new series of articles, in this new mysteries. I hope that you spent a nice moment with me, and that we will have a lot of new moments like this, new videos like this on section 51 in the future. Thank you again for watching. This was DozGeek on section 51, and now this is the end. Let me wish you live long and prosper. Don't forget to keep your eyes open and watch the sky. Keep your mind open and keep watching section 51. See you next time in a new video. Bye!